Now that you understand the math part of this big picture, let's talk about science. Let's talk a little bit about something called the precession of the equinox. To understand what the precession of the equinox is, you first have to know that the Earth not only rotates around the sun, but it also has a wobble. According to NASA, the Earth shifts 23.5 degrees every cycle. Each cycle is one astrological house. A full complete cycle of the precession of the equinox is 25,920 years. This is called one great year. Okay, you can look up the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga. This is something that is also in the 64 tetrahedron, because when you add all the triangles and the degrees in a 64 tetrahedron, you end up with 25,920 degrees. Okay, I couldn't make this stuff up if I wanted to. They understood this information. They understood the power of this number. They understood the importance of this number. All right, I just had a problem with what NASA was saying, because when I added up the numbers, nothing equal to 9. And I'm going to show you that. 23.5, 2 plus 3 plus 5 equals 10, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. Well, that's not a 9. 23.5 times 12, we got 12 months, or 12 zodiac signs. Ends up being 282. Well, that's a 3. That's not a 9. 25,920 divided by the number that they're saying, which is 282, equals 91.91489361722128. And I did the math for you, and that's an 8. And that doesn't equal to 9. And 25,920 divided by 23.5, which is what they were saying, ends up being 1,102.978723404255. I did the math, and that's a 6. None of these things equal to 9. All right. However, if you shift just slightly, instead of 23.5 to 22.5, everything ends up making sense. 22.5 times 12 is 270. 2 plus 7 equals 9. That's one cycle. 8 cycles equals 2160. 2 plus 1 plus 6 equals 9. All right, 2160 times 12 zodiac houses is 25,920. Everything ends up aligning. Now you have cultures that are saying that 25,920 is one great year, that this matters. You have the Chinese and the I Chi culture that talks about the 64 tetrahedron and how when you cast when you cast a light through a 64 tetrahedron, it gives you a 2D pattern of the flower of life, which is 25,920. All of these things are connected. All right. And if you go off of the system we have right now, you can never find that connection. It's impossible. But when you shift just slightly, everything equals to 9 and everything fits perfectly. All right. Every 2160 years or 2,160 years is one zodiac sign. It's one zodiac house. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Each one of these is 2,160 years. And when you multiply that times 12, you end up with 25,920. All right. So what else in nature equals 9, aligns with 9? Well, let's go out into space. The diameter of the Earth is 7,920 miles. 7 plus 9 plus 2 plus 0 equals 18. And 1 plus 8 equals 9. The diameter of the moon is 2,160 miles. Now, I was just talking about the 2,160 when I was talking about the precession of the equinox, when I was talking about the zodiac signs. Science itself has said the closest measurement we have to the diameter of the moon is 2,160 miles. Starting to align. The diameter of the sun is 864,000 miles, which means that the radius of the sun is going to be 432,000 miles. Now, why does that matter? Well, that matters because 432 times 432 is 186,624. And 186,624 is the speed of light. Okay? Everything is aligned, including you and your body. 9s in your body also align, because did you know that 18 breaths a minute is a healthy breathing rate? They tell you that between 12 and 20 is healthy. So let's shift. Let's go to 18. Well, if you just have 18 breaths times 60 minutes, you will have 1,080 breaths. 1,080 breaths times 24 hours is 25,920 breaths a day. If we could adjust our clocks or adjust our watches, our iWatches, our Android watches to 25,920 to be what we should be doing, you would notice very, very quickly whether or not you were stressed, because I assume that that would make your breathing increase, or whether you were depressed. Maybe that would lower your breathing, and so you would notice that quicker instead of in the moment that you're in panic or the moment that you're in depression. All right? Same thing goes with your heartbeat. All right? The average heart rate is between 60 and 100. Let's work that out. If you take, let's go with the 369. Let's say that 60 beats is a healthy heartbeat. All right? So 60 times 60 is 3,600 beats an hour. There's our 9. 3,600 beats times 24 is 86,400 beats a day. Well, first off, we've already seen this 86.4 when we were looking at the sun. The diameter of the sun is 864,000 miles. And so there's the same exact numbers. But more importantly, it's the exact same amount of seconds that you have in a day. Your heartbeat should be beating at the exact same amount of seconds that are in a day. And so if your heartbeat is increasing, it's because you're stressed. It's because you're scared. It's because something is not aligned. And if your heartbeat is decreasing, it's probably because something is wrong. Something is lowering that number. And so we might notice these things if we were actually aligned more with our bodies, with biology, and with nines. All right. Finally, the last thing that we're going to go into is going to be why all this matters, how this aligns to the calendar that I am constantly talking about. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So by shifting things just slightly, we can see that everything harmonically aligns, from music to space. So I thought to myself, as I was looking at all this information, what if we weren't supposed to have 7 days a week? What if we were supposed to have 9? And when I did that, I noticed that every single month then would have the exact same amount of days. They'd have 36. And 36 times 12 months, because you'd end up with 9 days, 4 weeks, is 36 days a month. 36 times 12 is 432. And when I noticed that, I noticed instantly, okay, even if I don't understand all of this, this is how I should be living. This aligns more with anything I had ever seen before. But it gets even better, because then that means that every single day is the same no matter what. You don't have a leap year. You don't need different days for the month. There's no 27, 28, 31, or 30. Every single month is the exact same from 1 to 36. All right. It also means that 3, 6, and 9 will be the same for every single month. It'll be the same for everybody for every single month. So when it is a 3, you will know. When it is a 12, it is a 3. When it is a 21, it is 3. And when it is a 30, it is a 3. When it is a 6, a 15, a 24, or a 33, you're at a 6. And when it's a 9, 18, 27, and 36, you're at a 9. So you would know this every single month. It would help you get more aligned with nature, with music, with the frequency. Everything would be easier to see. All right. If 3, 6, and 9 really are nature's numbers and divine creation, it is possible. I'm not saying it is a fact. I am saying it is possible that you are more aligned with nature, you are more aligned with space, you are more aligned with the universe on these days. All right. With our current calendar, it is almost impossible to know which days are 3, 6, and 9 days. The easier it is to recognize the harmonics of 3, 6, and 9 days, the easier it'll be for us to walk in harmony together. But the system that we have right now, we have no idea when it is a 3, 6, or 9. If the disconnected world that we live in right now is a product of our thoughts, just imagine what it would look like if we actually started aligning our thoughts and started connecting with the universe and with nature and with each other.